Hey everybody, welcome back to the QR podcast. My guest today, I've known for a it's over 10 years now, Santosh Tuppad. I first met you when you were a young buck at Moolya, when I was at Barclays when you were in Bangalore. And then we got to know each other over those years. I had you come out and you remember when I had the honor of
Bronx.
serving you the Bronx. Yes, got you your first order of cheese fries. You couldn't believe that there was such a thing called cheese fries at that little dive by the Perscolis office.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I couldn't. I did not eat so many fries in my life. How much I ate in one plate, one order, right? I was like,
yes,
okay, I'm finishing cheese fries.
you
Exactly,
couldn't
cheese
believe
fries.
it.
Yeah,
As well, we were both in Germany at Agile Testing Days. We did the training, and I had you talk to the Afghan girls, and you did like
yeah,
a whole
right.
workshop on them, which was amazing as well. So,
True. True.
it's good to see you again, my friend. Uh, I wanted to ask you a couple things to get started. I think, we were just chatting about AI in the industry and testing and everything else, and I really think that philosophy and your approach to this is going to become so fundamental to how you do testing and manage quality or security, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But which is why I think you're the perfect person to talk to about this, because you're very I always use a very philosophical person about your approach to life and testing and everything else. So what's your view on that, and kind of testing in general and where we are, and an approach to that?
Okay. I'll just give you a couple of experiences which I had. Okay, when the AI started coming in, the
Mm.
new one. So the question was about that, right?
Yes,
Related
yes.
to what's happening with the
Or
testing
just
and the
just
AI
philosophy in
now.
general, and
Right?
how, and your approach to testing, and because I just think that's going to be the differentiator these days. It's not
Yeah.
going to be about tools and techniques.
True that. So when I was actually speaking to one of the companies here in India, so there were these something related to the travel, okay, or something where people can go and then they show me around kind of a thing, that those kind of thing. I actually asked them, "What do you need?" Okay,
Mm.
and they said, "Our business has to grow." Okay. And then I said, all right, so it's not growing now? I asked them. No, no, it's growing. Okay. So tell me, what do you need then? Okay. So if it's growing, why are you talking about this now?
Right.
Okay. So they said that, no, 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 we need somebody to take care of this automation. Okay. And then I said, hey, I can help you with the security and testing. Okay.
Mm.
I can automate as well. But if you are focusing, your interview has to change here rather
Mm.
than say, okay, do you know the syntax? Okay. You need
Right.
people who are thinkers. Okay, and other things can be done in today's world.
Right.
How that helps? Well, I can use multiple ways to do it faster than other people as well if I know how to get the information. Before I
Right.
used to do it a Stack Overflow, going there, here, and everything. Even though the GPT is hallucinating, it says some crap things. Then it says, it was a funny thing when I asked some GPT, "Are you a GPT from this company?" It said yes. Okay. After that, I asked that question, another question saying that, "Are you sure?" It said, "Yes." "Are you fucking sure?" I asked.
Yeah.
Okay. And it said, "No, I'm from the other company." And
Right.
I was like, oh, damn. So
Mm.
you don't know where you are from. Okay. And then I was like, okay, that's the moment. Many people don't really write such kind of prompts,
Right.
what I have seen. And they write prompts in a very shallow way as well.
Right.
One. Now, if I write a better prompting, now it's getting better and better. Now prompting as well. So it's a practice as well. So what it's a communication. I
Right.
know that it may do mistakes. Of course, it does mistakes. It
Right.
hallucinates and it does all the crappy things sometimes. Okay. And sometimes it's really like, okay, very quick. Okay. But doesn't mean that it's always going to be consistent in
Right.
one case.
Right.
So it's going to give me so how I use the testing. We used to do that before, and we used to report bugs, right?
Mm.
So people say, hey, this is a title, there's a bug here. Okay, see this. Now there is more how AI helps me. What I do is for investigation purpose. So
Right.
I create software, the Node.js apps or
Right.
anything else, use me the code, and then currently what I'm doing. So where I'm doing with the API testing and all those things like
Mm-hmm.
what request, put request, get request, trace requests, or whatever, right? And there are many requests, and it gives me the app saying the JavaScript file or these things. But again, it can be incorrect code.
Right. Right.
Okay? So I do the test. So there has to be due diligence as well. It
But
cannot be
see,
something like,
and this is what concerns me about. It's like because you have the background and knowledge to know whether or not it's hallucinating, whether you're asking a good, prompt.
no,
You don't think you do? Because I think your whole experience in testing makes you an
testing.
expert on how to ask a good testing questions. But if you
Exactly.
don't
You
have
are
that
right.
relevant experience, you won't know.
You will be distracted highly
Mm,
and you will do something else. And then finally, it's still buggy. Okay.
yes.
So it's not going to help you.
Yeah.
So that if you know testing deeper, only
Yeah.
then these things will add value in terms of your productivity or making it faster or something.
Yeah.
It adds, it's like an add-on to me, plug-in. Okay.
Right. See, now
Because I
I
know.
want
Hmm?
that actually, sorry to interrupt, but like that's actually a really important point, right? Because I look at it, and this is a kind of the another wave of the culture war going on in the
Right.
testing industry right now, which is this just another tool, or is this the end game changer, whatever? And I think there's two we'll put to the side the kind of hucksters, tool vendors, snake oil salesmen that think it's, because honestly, if we get to agentic AI, there's no way to prepare for that. You know what I mean? So all this is gonna potentially become
Right.
irrelevant anyway. But do you think
True.
it's just another tool to put in your kit, or is it so fundamentally different that we need to rethink how we do testing? That's kind of a big
Uh,
question.
hmm. I think uh, where how it can be to me, I used to use a lot of add-ons, Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome add-ons. I have been like, okay, using those
Yeah.
things to increase my productivity or doing some certain tests, okay, which will be quicker than going to the inspect element and seeing them. So I have a
Right.
JavaScript
Right.
that does it. So how I can use AI, how I use, I'll tell you. So I create these snippets. So
Mm,
I had in my Chrome browser
okay.
snippets, the developer tools. So I
Hmm.
run them, give me the max length quickly,
Okay.
okay, of some field. Oh, I want to know all the required fields because there's a required attribute for Angular JS or some framework. So it will extract all those things. So this code is given to me by ChatGPT now, let's say, okay?
Right. Right.
Now I need to test that code as well. Is it functioning well or not?
Right.
I
Right.
cannot blindly go and say, oh, this is fine. Now the
Mm,
trust happens once it starts growing, and then the more prompts I give. So even I start feeling that I know how to talk to you now
right.
because I know testing. If I don't
Yeah.
know testing, no, I wouldn't. It will generate something and people will start using blindly. And I think that people in banks are going to lose the money as well if they're going to do that. And even people are going to do something which they are not passionate about testing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
they are just doing to gain some, oh, I have it in my resume. Okay. So I
Yeah.
can add, I have this thing because what so-called human resources do is they get this search, they will also search now. And
Yeah.
some companies are replacing those HRs, okay? And I don't think so. Replacing really works, okay? So the human
Yeah.
being, you
Yeah.
can use human beings because that's why I think in Japan, right? So in the train station, even there are still people there. They are not giving it for the robots. Even
Right.
a person gives us gestures or signals for the train, they understand that. So there's something beautiful about the human communication.
Yeah.
What happened? Be it
Yes.
in any profession, be it in any profession.
Mm,
So, but I don't want to say I'm not a fanboy of AI. I'm not a fanboy of okay, this thing. I love doing testing. Okay. I'm passionate about that. Now I want to do well. It's not about getting a paycheck. I have a responsibility for the upcoming generations. I
Right,
don't want to
right.
say, hey, you know what? It just does fast. I don't usually get very fascinated with the responses it gives. Okay. I don't. So I'm
Hmm.
very new. Okay. So here
Yeah.
I do. What are you giving? That's it. All
But
right.
do you think like the state of, and I don't know how closely you the testing industry and the kind of culture, it seemed to be a lot more defined maybe 10, 15 years ago. And I don't even know what it's kind of been fragmented, and there's more pockets and kind of cliques of things. And I think, the tool vendor and kind of world is, it kind of sucked a lot of um the
Right.
skilled tester mentality. Do you know
Right.
what I mean? Of like, this is actually a skill. It's kind of sucked a lot of that out of it. But ironically, I think that's more important than ever these days. Do you how close are you to like what the testing culture, what I mean, in the industry? Do you think there's like
I
what
think
you're
that
talking about? I'm not sure they're prepared to do that.
I think testing culture, we don't have anything better when today. The thinkers,
Yeah.
we don't. But somebody going there, GPT has made people sometimes foolish, okay?
Mm,
Because they stop thinking. Now it's
right.
easier. These were the shallow testers, let's say, okay? These
Yeah.
people. Now start using GPT, okay?
Yeah.
Now they think they're doing better, but they're not, okay?
Right.
That's
Right.
that's a human hallucination, okay? Not a GPT hallucination, but a human being.
Standard. The old. Yeah.
Exactly. But if a tester, somebody who is passionate and they have know what is testing, what they have done, even in a context-driven testing community, and all these people, now they approach it with a different mindset.
Right.
They
Right.
don't just do it and say, "Oh, I have it, everything. It gave the result to me." No, it's you are lucky that you have got a good manager. That's all. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you are doing the bad testing. Okay. One. And then the other thing is, if you keep continuing this, I think it's not about replacing you or anything. You are not focusing on testing skills.
Right.
That's
Right.
the thing. No matter what you do here. So testing culture, right? It's a mindset which I don't think so. It has done anything good to the testing culture.
Yeah.
GPT. It has
Yeah.
only hallucinated human beings to do something and do these things.
Right.
However, a tester can utilize this thing. You can
Right.
use it
Right.
to give something. Okay, let me. For instance, right. So a developer recently told me that this one. Okay, somewhere on the globe, he said, I said, hey, when you mouse over, dark mode and light mode is there for the screen, right?
Right.
So I did a mouse over, it said, switch to dark mode, the title, the tooltip or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
After I click on that, it goes to dark mode and the mouse is still on that. Okay. But the text is not changing to switch to light mode now. Okay.
Okay.
But I expected to turn it to switch to light mode. Developer told me, hey, you know what? It's coming from the framework. Okay. All right. So I use GPT. I use GPT to generate that Node.js, this thing, code. Okay.
Right.
And I showed him, I use the same framework as you are using. Now, this helped me. I use GPT for bug advocacy as well.
Right.
Now,
Right.
I know bug advocacy. Only then
Right.
I can. Okay. So I can use this as an add-on to showcase a demo to the developer. And developer was like, oh, cool. Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
mate. Do that. Fix. Then one more. Again, the other things like I cannot change this because it's coming from somewhere else or from the whatever deeper frameworks or whatever.
Right.
I
Right.
said, you just need to remove this div tag, okay? Because I went to I studied the framework now. Now to
Right.
study that, it was very quicker compared
Mm-hmm.
to what I was doing before.
Right.
What did it help me because I know what to focus on, what to ask.
Right.
Now, if I don't know what to ask, it will not tell. And I need to know what it will hallucinate on. I need to test its response.
Right.
That's the
Right.
state we are in. But if we are not reviewing it or something, testing whatever it says, I think that we are just barking at the wrong tree. Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any like tools or anything like a lot of this stuff is you're building yourself? Are you following any vendors or tools like, because like what I see is a lot of people going, oh, we're just going to be able to use AI to study your app or system and generate automation code off the back of it, and that's about the extent of it so far. Are you seeing anything more interesting than that, or are you
Now,
following
what
anything?
happens is, yeah. So shallow testers, it will help them if they know prompting and how to use it. Okay. Shallow testers to do better. For other people who already know testing, but they can go wrong as well. Those
So
shallow testers
what do you mean by, let's define what you mean by, I have my own definition of shallow testing.
who
What
don't
is
know
it to you?
testing, who don't know testing,
Don't know testing. Okay.
testing. They haven't invested time to learn about it, the craft itself,
Yeah.
going here, what's happening, okay, what is this heuristic, okay, what can I think about, what's happening in the wire, once I click on this, what request is being shooted,
Right.
we don't do that. So in that case, it doesn't help a bit. So
Right.
you can actually impress a bad manager, okay, uh, but that manager will be like, oh, happy, oh, you know this, because that person doesn't know shit about testing,
Right.
okay. So that person is going to attract you, okay?
Right.
But I don't think so. It will generate some scripts, let's say, okay? It is generating some scripts. Now, you got to first test that first, whatever scripts, right? You need to see how an eye for that. Now, you can have certain bugs in your application itself. Now, that script is running, but it's not doing nothing.
Right.
It's like it's making you feel that, oh, it's doing something, but it's not doing anything there of
Hmm.
test. So which is opposite to the shallow testing. What I say when I say shallow, you don't know
Right.
testing. Well, that's what I mean. You
Yeah.
haven't invested. You don't go. You go to conferences, but just going to conferences doesn't help because you're shallow even there as well.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to add in your resume. So I understand, okay, it helps you. Cool. I understand that part, but I don't understand you're passionate about testing. Okay.
Yeah.
That way.
And I think those folks are the ones who are in the greatest threat of being eliminated, right? So if anybody is going to be replaced, it's people who can, automation engineers, right? So if I can very quickly generate some base code and then
Exactly.
right, that's the skill that's not really needed anymore. You know, I mean, is just
Yes.
generating test code.
Yes. Even anyone can who knows testing. Okay. They can generate the automation code and test it as well and do
Yeah.
that now. Before, oh, you have to know Selenium, but they don't know testing. Okay. I've seen
Yeah.
people in my experience. They don't know testing.
There's
They
loads of
know
them.
yeah. They know only tools. Oh, I use Playwright, but are you playing even right? Is the question. Okay. When we say Playwright,
Wow.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't think so. Most of people in the testing culture, I think it's going down as well, I feel.
Yeah,
Okay.
me
It's
too.
not going up. It's not even staying here. It's
Mm,
going down with these introductions as well. But people who know it, they know how to use it and go, and they know to test that code because they don't trust GPT as well to
hmm.
test that. Because
Yeah.
those testers are passionate and they want to test those codes. Okay, whatever help that I need from that.
Yeah.
So even on Stack Overflow, we used to do that before. Stack Overflow, I go one by one answer by one answer, and
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
things don't work. So
Right.
I'm testing the responses as well there. So here as well, I'm testing the responses from the GPTs now. But I need to know how to test this response
Hmm.
to help me. If it doesn't help me, then I need to change my style, how I communicate with it.
Yeah.
Even after that, it may not give the answer to me. So I
So you,
need skills. Huh.
yeah, 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 100%. So you, I feel like you wear multiple hats in this, and one of them is kind of a
Yeah.
white hat, right? And
Right.
you know, I mean, I've known you from like kind of testing work and training testers and everything else, but also around your
Security.
security
Yeah.
testing
Yeah.
and being an ethical hacker. And I keep thinking about that time when you were
Yeah.
in the Bronx that one time and I
Right.
had you do a
Right. We did
training
talk.
exercise and you like literally snookered the entire room full of people because
Yeah.
what you were really doing was running a sub test and you social engineered a ton of information out of people, and that was brilliant the way you did that.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
yeah, it really was. I talk a lot of people about that still. What's the implication for AI and you know Gen AI or agentic AI, AI for security, right? So it's like, I mean, is it possible to plan for that? I mean, like, I'm just thinking about cybersecurity and, deep fakes. Can you really be secure anymore? I mean, there's lots of talk these days about, fake roles, users, excessive privilege accounts, all this kind of like, how do you even prepare for that?
Well, that's my first response.
Yes.
Okay.
All right,
And
moving right along.
yeah, the second one would be the deep fakes and
Wait, were
everything,
you
right?
laughing at my question or the premise?
Sorry?
Were you laughing at the way I asked the question or my premise?
No, the answer which I have.
Oh, okay.
So the question is also funny, and the answer is also funny, but they are serious
Yeah,
question
yeah.
answer
Okay.
as well. So I feel that even in the code of law, right?
Mm,
They say that okay, here is the evidence, culpable and non whatever
right, right,
evidence, right? So videos cannot be used as a evidence as
right,
of now. Okay, they cannot be used, and I don't think so. It will ever come down. There will be new crimes, even if the regulatory things will come in. It won't be regulated because there are things like cyber terrorism. Okay, I
right,
think it is going to go there, and
right,
people are going to feel happy because the governments are going to say, "Oh, you know what? They operate at a very sweet spot." You see, so they don't affect you, they don't make you happy, so they keep
right.
you exactly there. People, I mean,
Yeah.
and people are happy. They will say, "Oh, you helped us."
Mm,
But what people are doing is, I think they're doing social engineering, okay, politicians, okay, or any governance or whatever around the
mm,
globe, okay. Not everybody, but there are very few people, 3% of people on the globe, okay, who would be like, okay, I want these things to happen for good. I sometimes most of them change in the journey, okay. They also become on that side, okay.
yeah, yeah,
So there are very few left, okay. And this deep fake or whatever coming audio. So if somebody calls my father, they can get my voice by recording. That's why many
hmm,
spam calls keep coming, especially in India. Okay.
yeah,
So, uh, and you say hello. Now that hello, I think about this. I haven't studied anywhere, but I think, oh, this hello is recorded by these people. So when I says to my father, it gives a call or somebody who I know, it says hello.
yeah, yeah,
And that's me the thing. And even before as well, we have these burner phones, right? Okay, we can change the SIM card number, we can give a call, we have burner apps as well.
yeah,
So we change the numbers, we get that voice recording, we start talking, and that person says, "Oh, I've met with an accident. Can you send me some money on this number?" So so you send it because the human emotions come into picture.
yeah,
Oh, my friend is meeting with an accident, right? He has met with an accident already, not he's meeting. You cannot say, I'll be sick tomorrow. You cannot say that, okay? You cannot
yeah, yeah.
plan for that. So I think that that changes, and it also kind of builds scary feeling within the people. Uh,
Well, I think
Sometimes,
about my bank, right? You can use your voice as your password, right? And so like it's not like you and I who talk like you could get a recording of my voice all over the place. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but there's lots of people like I don't haven't seen or heard of, and I'd be happy to be corrected on this, a hack or a data leak of people's voice recordings where, like a lot of banks do that now. Instead of having to remember a PIN,
yes,
you can say my
yes,
voice is my password, and then they literally can, have the recording from that. And I haven't seen that there's any, but I'm waiting for that one when there's a
yeah.
data leak of voice recordings.
True, true. Yeah, yeah. I
Mm.
think it's already happening. It's already happening, and there are many
Yeah.
scams happening. I believe that it's happening. Even I don't have these contactless cards on my this thing. Every time I do the transaction, I turn off on my phone. Okay,
See, now
this is
these are the kind of things that like people who work in security, like Mark Zuckerberg taping over his camera. He's like that stuff's never off. I mean, it's like that's the stuff like you who knows who works in
yeah,
cybersecurity. Turn that off every time you're not
true,
using it.
true. Yeah, and when I was in Mumbai, right? Okay, for I was there for 10 months. And I experienced in this, there is one kind of district, okay, near
Mm,
Mumbai. There, many people who are working in Starbucks or cafes, they were looted. Sometimes a person's salary was a scam itself, one gone. They're
really?
scammed. Yeah. And there were many complaints in that province, okay, that place.
Right.
Many people were like, oh, this scam is happening. So kind of I was helping people as well. The people who were responsible, be it the talks as well in the road. It's
All
called
right.
as a Rotary Club, where all the people come in. So I started speaking about the hacking, how it happens, and how your payments can go to somebody and
Mm-hmm.
give something. Somebody will say they'll take a picture and say, "I'm in Hawaii Island." No, they're just here only. They're not in
Right.
Hawaii,
Right.
but those things can happen. There are many things. They are image morphing, video morphing. I don't trust even the world is round or whatever. Okay, the spherical shape, right? I don't
Yes.
know because I don't know there is a video morphing. If we have image morphing, of course, video morphing. I
Yeah.
think about that. Plato said the earth was flat. Okay, people believe that. Now
Mm.
people say the earth is like this, and people still believe that. Tomorrow somebody will say the earth looks in a square shape. People will
Yes.
still think that is what I feel. Okay,
Yeah.
because people have too many things to do. Now,
Yeah.
when you keep people busy, right? People stop asking questions, important questions.
Yeah.
That's the thing about any revolution,
Mm.
whatever has happened before. You keep people busy. You keep people busy with investments. You keep people
Yeah.
busy with insurance policies.
Yeah.
When things happen and all these things, that's why we
Well,
never have
health security, food security, any of those things, you keep them
exactly.
distracted from that stuff, you can basically do
True,
whatever you want.
true, true. And we get to know, like you pointed out, only security people, we always have that mindset. It's the same thing with our testing as well.
Mm.
Testing mindset. If we don't have that, we don't know what the hell is happening
Right. Right.
in whatever this core, how is it going, this API, what's happening with the network infrastructure. If we
Yeah.
don't know that, we are doomed.
I
And
was talking to
actually,
somebody about that the other day where we were they started working on a project for their own bank, and they were testing some stuff, and they're like, I can't believe how they manage testing and quality. Is like, I'm really nervous. I'm like, it's like I always compare testing, to at banks is like you don't go into the kitchen of your favorite restaurant because you'll never eat there again.
right.
If you
Yeah.
saw how some of this technology was
Yeah.
managed, you'd never
Mhm.
your trust would go through the floor.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Just one example I would like to quote here. GPTs have made shallow testers' job easy because the managers are shallow. Okay,
Mm,
they don't know testing. One, that's why they are believing that everything because everybody is speaking about GPTs. Even the managers are believing GPTs. Testers, shallow testers, they studied something, they read a course, and they came in, and then they also both are happy. So if both are happy, then fine, then right.
yeah,
The
yeah,
product goes for a toss now. Okay, the product goes for a toss. These both are happy, but the product is not happy at all.
yeah.
Now, shallow testers, when I say shallow, you know that, right? Okay, people who don't know testing, deeper
Mm,
investigation activity, heuristics, oracles, and all these things,
hmm.
their life becomes easier now
Right,
because even people who are hiring them are of that mindset in most of
right.
the companies. What I'm seeing, the change. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, this change is scary. Okay. This
Yeah,
change
yeah.
is really scary. You are thinking this is a beautiful, amazing apple, but it's rotten. Okay. The apple is rotten, and you think that it's going to. The doctor says an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but actually, you're eating a rotten one apple, not the good
Right,
apple. Now, those things happen. Now, people who know testing, they can be productive, is what I feel, because they are
right,
testing. Okay, they are not blindly believing. It's just like a blind SQL injection, right?
right, right.
So you take all the payloads, you keep bombarding it. Now that's also one part in security, blind SQL injection, which
Hmm.
people security as well. They take whole shitload of payload, and then they bombard the API endpoint,
Right,
whatever it gives. It's just like a fuzzing as well, right?
right. Okay.
And people who know will people who know how to test because they knew even before AI came in. Okay,
Right.
no, they knew how to test. Now this one has become like okay. I think that, okay, I won't call it as a friend, but my servant kind of a thing, okay?
Right, right.
Pe- which helps me because a friend doesn't cheat, right? Okay.
Right.
So I wouldn't even call servant also because servant is really good, okay, sometimes.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
don't know what this is. I would call this as a GPT. It's doing it. Sometimes it says something, sometimes it doesn't say something. And most of the most testers around the globe, okay, based on what I have seen, in my experience,
Mm.
I don't see testing at all. It's only those just writing, do this thing, do this thing. But if you want something like, oh, I want permutations of all the countries here, it can do a
Yeah,
test data. I use it for test data. But again, I test the test data.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to believe it, take it up. Because sometimes I ask how many countries are there. It said 300. Oh, well,
Mm.
300 is a movie, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So 300 is
And
a
see,
movie.
this is you're exactly right. You're driving and automation as well. We kind of had the same thing, and it hasn't got the testing
Exactly.
industry only grows every single year, right? Because software becomes more pervasive, it's more complicated, it's super complex, and driving the cost of developing really shallow checks down to
Right.
zero practically doesn't solve any of their problems. You know what I mean?
It
And this is
doesn't
this is
fall.
why I'm not that afraid for oh your all your jobs are going to be replaced by AI. Certain ones will, like the crappy test engineering roles where you're just generating automation code. Yes,
Right.
because then people like you, me, other program test managers that have some skills can say I can do that myself now. I don't need an engineer to know how
True.
all the different code and everything else and can
Yes.
crank that out very quickly. But they don't know how to model a system, what questions to
Right.
ask. It's really leaning more towards exploratory
Of
testing
course.
skills than it ever
Exactly.
has in the past.
True, true. Because when I said, okay, what's the maximum length of the email address? When I asked 6 months back, it said something else. Now it says something else.
Mm,
That's why I RFC documentation of W3C, which is a World Wide Web Consortium, which
mm,
defines what's the email address length and what's the domain address length. But this one hallucinates and gives something. And I've seen testers who just blindly took it and said, this is fine, but it was not fine.
yeah, yeah.
Wasn't fine. And they said, oh, well, Google does it. That's why we are doing. Why are you thinking Google is amazing?
Yes.
Using your product, which is completely unique one. So
Yeah, yeah.
why we see the Google and we do it? Oh, well, jumps into the well. We'll also jump into the well or not.
Mm, yeah,
So these people will jump into the well because Google is doing. So Google is also software, right? Okay, you are
yeah.
also having software. You have a different ideas totally. So you cannot say my target audience is this. From age group of this to this, they think like this, and all this UX principles and everything. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So go look into the documentation because they are not going to change.
Right. Right.
W3.org. But if you get it's just going to extract from the sources, right, on the web. Now, if somebody gives so much of data, I think that's what malicious hackers did long time back. They
Right.
created so many websites, they gave all the fake data so that the
Yeah.
GPT goes and looks into that fake data. Now you build so many domains
Yeah.
more than the existing ones, real people. You have a fake people one now, data. Now
Right.
GPT is going to just go there and give that. And people have thumbs up also now, right? Thumbs up,
Yeah.
thumbs
Yeah.
down response. Now what GPT is, these people do is malicious, anonymous hackers or whoever, I don't know. Okay.
Mm,
Uh, I believe that there are amazing good hackers as well who are for the humanity as well. Okay.
right.
But these people, they go there, they keep pumping in the data. And now there is nothing called as plagiarism, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, see, I actually agree with you on that because I think a lot of this stuff is going to get adjudicated in the courts, right? So, like, if you're having an agent do something for you, who is ultimately responsible for what happens afterwards? Is it the person who's launched the agent if they're making decisions on their own? I don't think that stuff's been sorted out in the court yet. And the EU AI Act is all about harm and risk. And at what point are you going? I think it's beyond just the copyright stuff, which you're right to point out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's beyond that. And regulations cannot handle this.
No,
I
and industry is so far out in front of regulation anyway. It's like they're not even playing the same sport, you know?
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, so people. there are many advertisements they come on the YouTube. Okay, so where I see people who use AI will replace you, and I'm like, fuck no. Okay, no, it doesn't work that way. No, AI will not, people AI will not replace you, but people who use AI will replace you. No, it doesn't. No,
Yeah,
it's
I
crap
don't think it's gonna
statement.
work like
Okay,
that.
I don't
Yeah.
really agree with that, because it's a money making business, right? Okay,
Mm,
it's making money. And why people say agent? Agent does a lot of things. Okay, if you call an investigating agent, right? Okay, in a
yeah.
human being, they
Yeah.
do a
Well,
lot many things.
with OpenAI just hired, and I can't remember the person's name, but they hired like the head of
Ah, they had
marketing.
recently.
Yeah, they hired recently the head of marketing for like they did Facebook or Instagram or something like that, which means OpenAI is getting ads. You know what I mean? So it's like they're gonna figure out how to monetize that other than a subscription,
Sure,
which
sure.
actually like leads me to another philosophical question for you that like I banter about this on LinkedIn or
Hmm.
social media all the time, is that my my view, and I actually talked to Michael Bolton about this a lot, but my view is that like over the last probably decade or really since the whole move fast break thing Facebook model is that the whole view of the approach to managing software quality is that whole enshittification idea of like our expectations are being driven down intentionally to accept crappier and crappier software unless things work. You just don't expect things to work anymore. And is that you know with your philosophical hat on, is that okay? Is that just like, or are we, doing it wrong?
Mm. Can you just say in one sentence the philosophical question,
Yeah,
so that I can just, because I'm going here and there, okay?
yeah,
The question. So, can you just do that for me, please? Okay,
yeah.
one.
Do you
Okay.
think it's okay, or what is it okay that we're just accepting crappier software these days?
No, no.
Right.
Why? No. No, fuck no again.
Yeah.
So, so why do I think we are accepting the crappier software. I think people will become that going on,
Yeah.
because I get into spiritual as well. Okay, how I see.
Right.
One is philosophical. I see. So if you know this mathematician by anyways, Srinivasa Ramanujan, okay, from India,
Okay,
mathematician who was
don't know.
born to UK, England University, long time
Okay.
back. So who there was Aryabhatta also, who invented zero, okay, from India.
Mm,
And this person, Srinivasa Ramanujan, gave a lot of formulas and theorems and everything. And he was invited by the England University, I guess. Okay, England University. It's a movie
mm.
called as, the title is The Man Who Knew Infinity. Okay.
Oh, I think I've heard of that movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he got tuberculosis, and he expired, I think in 30s itself. Okay, long
Okay.
time back, when he was in 30s. But that movie, right? When I saw him, he said something beautiful. I don't know. Am I saying, on how do we prove these theorems to the people, public? The
Right.
England University asked him, and he said, I don't know.
Mm,
It's working, but I don't know how will you prove, because it comes to me. He says
right.
it comes to me with the deities, divine energy, because he used to just sit there, and which I believe as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Then when I saw him, oh, it's not the only me who's a crazy person. There are more people as well. Okay. So my group is there.
You're good
Okay.
company.
Yeah. So after so I don't think so. People, we had something. People have to learn life as well, because
Mm,
everything is around that. So when we start saying, and when I say learn life, because people are very busy every day. They go. It's like a
yeah.
train station, okay, right? Kind of thing. They go, and the rats are going in, right? The rat race. They go
Right.
there, they'll say, oh, I need to get this job. Okay, how much, what do I need to do? But it's very few people who care for the next generations. What will happen? They
Right.
hold the
Right.
responsibility in their heart.
Mm,
Not just here, I get this money, okay, it's, everything is fine. No, we need those people, the revolutionary people
yeah.
who go
Yeah.
there and test these things, and then there's no crappy software. We say no to it. But I think that the inception of crappy software has started. Okay,
Yeah.
do that.
And
It has
you
started.
touched on something else that like you and I both kind of have a passion for, which is training testers and mentoring people and working with them. And you've published a
Hmm.
lot. I don't know how many you've done
Hmm.
recently, but you have a whole catalog of mind maps and all that. And was that when
Yeah.
you were doing Test Insane? Was that
But that's insane. Yeah. When
yeah, you
I did
published a lot of
those
that.
mind maps and yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, how do you like these days? What are you involved in to kind of do training? Do you just do private training classes? Do you because you were part of
I
that,
don't
and
do
I don't know if it's
training.
still around anymore. That weekend testing, remember that? That
We
was
can
a
Ajay
long,
Balmar does, right? He does
yeah.
that. I don't think so. Even he is doing that or not. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not
Okay,
there, but I'm not sure what's happening there. Okay. I'm not sure, but I'm not
okay,
there. That's what I
all
would
right.
like to say. Whether they are doing it or not doing it, I'm not sure currently. We can testing one, but that's really amazing what
Mm,
Ajay Balmar does with the crowd on Skype chat and everything. I had
yeah,
been
yeah.
for one or two sessions, if I remember one.
Okay.
But I had built the website. I was the first guy to build the website for weekend testing. Okay,
Yes.
after that, I don't know. So I was the web designer there. Okay, to get the WordPress and do these things. Okay,
Yeah.
so what is the question? Sorry.
What
uh,
what do you do
Testing. Okay,
around training? Yes,
training.
training,
Fine.
mentoring. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, cool. I don't do trainings. I don't do mentoring. The reason why I don't do it is I don't feel like one. Okay,
Okay, that's as good a
whatever I
reason as
feel,
any.
whatever I feel or I don't feel, I don't do it for this
Right.
being. Okay. All my life I've been that. So
Yeah.
when I used to do that, people used to think, oh, no, no, I do it always. No, I do it when this heart says,
Right.
okay, not what the brain says, because these are connected to here as well, like Heart Math Institute, right? But
Right.
I said the same thing in my college days. Hey, dude, I don't know. Whenever I talk, I feel here, not here. I used to say, but people who used to say that, dude, no, man, come on, man, bullshit. Okay, think from here.
Right. Right.
Like, no, I feel here. But now the research papers of Heart Math Institute, there are things connected from here to brain as well. Now that's
Yeah.
beautiful. Now, when I learn about this, and the person calls me and she says, hey, dude, you told me that, right? It's true, he says. I'm like, okay, fine. You wanted those guys to tell it. You did
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
trust the being. Okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I wanted
So,
to actually another thing I wanted to ask you about is that you have a fairly well I consider it fairly unique perspective or philosophy about life
yeah,
in general and being on the planet and like
true.
how did you develop that?
So, uh, this is interest. Everything is interesting, okay, but this is also interesting, a question. Okay, so uh when I was in school, I wasn't, people used to call me an introvert. Okay,
Mm,
never gave that energy to that. Okay, never gave. And what I used to do in school, high school or college, okay, a pre engineering kind of a thing, before
hmm.
going to engineering, I used to go in the park and say, look at the sky. And I used to close my eyes and I used to travel the whole universe and these things and come. That was my thing. Okay.
Right, right,
Having traveling here itself with the universe and all these things. People feel that, oh, man, that's funny. Okay. But actually, it's not funny to me. Okay. It's funny to you. If you
mm,
do it, it cannot be funny even if I do it and it looks funny to you, then there's a
mm,
problem. If you do it, then it's funny. That's cool. Okay. But if I do it and you feel funny about it, okay, there is some problem there. Okay.
right, right,
You need to know details from me, or you need to feel that, because spiritualism or anything of this philosophy or whatever energy thing, because everything is an energy on the planet.
right,
Everything is energy. And coincidence is never a coincidence, because we say deja vu, but there's
mm,
no deja vu, because it just means that you don't have time, enough time to think about that. That's
right,
all.
right.
Sometimes
And
I see that.
do you see that flow through your work? Is that like an approach? Because
I see that in my
there's
work.
a lot of to get to where you are skill wise and knowledge wise requires discipline, practice,
Yeah,
study. How do you
yeah.
balance those together with having a much more kind of like
Okay.
open-minded approach to things and experiences, and then balance that with practice and study and
Right.
discipline?
Right. It's a $1 billion question, brother. Okay. The answer is also $1 trillion answer now. Okay. I
I'm
don't
gonna write
know
this down.
what happened. It just happens. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't do it consciously. It just happens. Subconsciously, consciously, whatever people call, because people have different meanings to, oh, the definition means this. I don't see that. It
right.
just happens, free flow. The many people say, how do you do that? They had asked me as well. I don't do
Right.
it. That's the beauty. I don't do it.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree with you to a certain extent, but there's also aspects of what you do that is acquired knowledge, right? And tr practice and training, right? I mean, I don't, I think about, have you read Malcolm Gladwell's book,
Yeah,
Blink?
man, congratulations. Yeah,
Yeah, that he wrote a book called Blink, and he talked about like
yeah.
how experienced firefighters, and I'm not, I read it years ago,
Sure,
but it was like how
sure.
people have intuition, right? And that like they could sense things in the room, but they were also very experienced and practiced and had, spent a lot of time developing those skills, and it
Right,
develops into intuition.
right. Got it. I
Like
got it.
when you were at uni, because I think you did a computer science degree, right?
Right.
Yeah, so some of
So,
the there's some discipline in the around, and again, I'm just trying to figure out like how does that balance
got it.
together, you know?
So, so I did not trust people. Okay, one, for anything and everything, whenever they say something. But other
Right,
thing, human wise, I trust people. Okay, my people around the globe. But whenever somebody says, "Oh, this works this way," I don't trust. I never
right,
had that happen.
right,
From there, the social engineering started when I was 12, right? Okay, so I used to lie to
right,
people. It just happened to me. I did not practice lying. Okay, that's the reason I say I connect this with the Srinivasan Ramanujan as well, where he says it just comes to me, right?
right,
He says it on the in the movie itself. It comes to me. I cannot say anything which is not me, right?
right,
So
right,
that happened in when I was 12. So when this happened, so what did I do? I think and I don't judge.
right.
Okay, even if somebody comes to me, prime minister or vice president comes to me and says something, manager, CEO comes, I'm still the same guy. So I'm not like, oh, you're a
Yeah, yeah.
CEO. There's no bias that can affect me. So there's a shield around me, kind of a
Mm,
thing.
mm-hmm.
But I think about why is this right?
Yeah,
Why
yes.
is this not right? So I think about that. And then sometimes, even if the other person is wrong, right? I don't say you're wrong because the beautiful thing about, I mean, there were Newton, Einstein contradicting your own point. That's a beauty. Is
Mm,
what I believe in for myself.
yeah,
I'm not against society, anything, nothing. I'm just dancing here to my own tunes,
right,
doing this.
right.
And many people speak about it. I watch a lot of documentaries.
Mm,
So my brain connects from one craft to other craft very well.
right, right,
Testing and spiritual, I can connect them as well.
right, right.
What's happening? Because I think I believe that, I feel that, I sense that everything is spiritual when I see.
Yeah. Have you read
Anything is,
Harry Collins stuff? You know, the beyond the tacit explicit knowledge, but around trading zones and his
yeah.
stuff about communication. Yeah, I mean, he talks a lot about that on like
Okay.
interdisciplinary, drawing those connections. I mean, and I know you're classically not a big have favorites. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't like, you don't make record, but do you like how do you organize your day, or do you feel like, what I'm saying, like do you get up and like, okay, I'm gonna read for a bit, or is it very, because it's very free flowing?
It's not, it's, I don't know. It's just happening. Okay. I don't like to say, some people say, dude, you are on that podcast. You need to answer this way. I'm not that. Okay. I'm not that
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
Yeah. So I'm this, okay?
yeah,
If you love me for this. If you hate me for this.
yeah,
Don't duplicate me. Oh, you're not this person. I'm a human
mm-hmm,
being. That's my trait here, right? I'm
yeah,
into this existence. So what I do is I watch documentaries, okay? And this
mm,
happens naturally, okay?
right,
I
right,
watch Gaia as well on Gaia, GAIA. I look into
okay,
what's happening, crystals or why water is the oldest water is the oldest existence where it has consciousness. Okay. Now, Veda Austin, as well in New Zealand, okay, she
mm-hmm,
does communication with the water. That's amazing. It's in Gaia as well. So I got a subscription for that and not for Netflix. Okay. So
Mm,
that's my Netflix Gaia because I want to connect with that consciousness, the
right,
mother,
right.
what they call connecting with the earth, what's happening. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful to me. And I don't agree to anything, everything. I
Right.
don't even say I agree, you need to agree. No, it's for this soul. I
Hmm.
agree to that. And then I connect with other testing or security or all things and why people are not learning as well. Now
Yeah.
in India, we call something called Kali Yuga. Okay. Yuga is
Okay.
like era. Okay.
All right.
Kali Yuga, we say. So where things will start moving reverse way. It was
And
written already. Yeah. Yeah. I think they are in different mythologies.
so
All
how
these
how
things.
do you so how like you need to learn a new technology or new, tool or anything. How does that work for you? I mean, I mean, I think there's probably a base level of knowledge stuff for you, or you're going to take apart a new system and someone's asked you to test something. I mean, look, I completely agree with and appreciate your t- your approach to knowledge acquisition or how you live your life or just kind of being a sentient being on the planet, right? There's a lot of congruence with my life views as well, but like, so say you got to go about doing something. I was like, how do we make more, and it will never be another one, but how do we grow more Santosh like beings so that because I think we need more. How do we go about how do we go about doing that?
The first answer is I don't know,
Yeah.
brother. I don't know about that. But what I can talk is follow your path. Okay. Believe here
Mm,
what's happening within you. See, ask questions as well. Okay. Why are you believing something? You can ask that. Okay.
right,
What's
right.
happening here? You can do those things. What we do in testing, right?
Yeah,
So you do those, you have those qualities, have it here. That can be a spiritual life journey itself. One.
right.
And then you start getting connecting different crafts as well. So I can connect people call it different domains, but to me, it's like, all right, you have a software. So it's a new product now, right? So
Yeah,
I have a new software. I need to learn about it. I look into the videos. Okay. Videos help me a lot. Okay. To understand that what's happening here. So I try to understand the philosophy of what this person is speaking rather than the code, zeros and
right.
ones.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
understand that. I want to tackle that thing first. So
yeah.
I ask questions. Okay, here is a new product. There are these things, there are these things, there are these things. I draw my board, right? I have a board and I
Right.
draw the things. And this board cannot be understood by other people, just like mind maps, right?
Yeah.
So my map is going from here, associative learning, right? Not
Mm,
a linear one. So it
yeah.
happens here. So if I have to make it available for everybody, so I don't know what's your acceptance level as a
Right.
receiver, okay? But there are some things. What I do is I watch documentaries, connect craft to craft testing. I watch the videos as well. I watch videos a lot compared to reading books. Okay,
Okay.
I watch videos a lot rather than reading books. Even from before, the only book which I studied was I read was and studies as well, of course, which was Jonathan Livingston Seagull, the
Okay.
book by
Oh yeah,
Richard Bach.
sure, sure.
Yeah, James Bach's brother.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jonathan Livingston. That book I finished in by sitting in the shopping mall in Bangalore.
Yeah.
I finished in 1 hour,
Yeah.
full book. That's the only book I have read till date.
Yeah.
I could with Richard
Yeah.
actually. Uh, I could connect more than anything. I could connect with Richard Bach. I could feel it. I could
Yeah.
sense it. Richard
Yeah.
was. So that's the only book I have read till date. Full complete book. I haven't
Yeah.
read any books. I look into videos and it's a very not like I follow this person and that's why I do this. No, I look into GPT also. Ask that. Oh, then you give some crappy links. I don't see that. Then I
Yeah.
search on YouTube as well. Then I search on Rumble as well. Well, I'm not
Right.
sure if many people know rumble.com. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll drop the link in
RUMBLE.
there.
Yeah. Some people say that, okay, the band members on YouTube are there now. They're speaking. Okay.
Right.
Because people are banned due to whatsoever reason. This could be politics or whatever, these people. And now Donald Trump is on Parler, right?
Mm,
Parler.com. Now that's about the democracy. Okay, you have your voice to, you have an opinion, you can say it,
Mm,
but there are certain rules. So I did some testing for that as well before, I guess,
okay.
for some work for doing that for these people as well. Generally, oh no, 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 not these people, but generally any software, right? When
Yeah.
I consider, so people are banned from there, right? Rumble.
Okay.
So people, I was looking into Rumble as well to test them because I donate to the Rumble as well.
Right. Right.
I do
Okay.
donations to them because I really love that fantastic platform. The reason is the donation is not necessarily with money always.
Right. Right.
Donation is with your time, that you are giving that time and you are reading and you are going to
Yeah.
those high energies and
People
then
need money,
learning.
but it's not the most valuable way to help
Exactly.
people.
Exactly. I think there are very different ways. I think this has to be in the school system as well,
Mm,
doing these things. And what is happening with the school system? Look at this thing. Financial education was never taught in school. Why it was not taught is my question.
yeah.
Because the syllabus is governed by the government,
Yeah.
right? They give the syllabus, you learn this, you learn this. So I think that, okay, everything is a factory school, most of it.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I
They
agree.
are preparing the robots. The humans were already there. So why did we need AI now, right? Okay, they are
Yeah.
robots. Now, most of them, it has happened that way. And which is not a happy thing or something,
Right.
which is people are, I'm not sure if you know about this. In the brain, when you look in the skull, right? Okay, you have brain. In the brain, in the mid part, you have a third eye,
Mm.
consciousness. Even if you search on images, right, Google Images, it's actually scientifically, okay, it's there, third eye. It looks like an eye if you want to see that
All right.
part. Yeah. You say third eye in the brain. Now, connecting with Shiva, right? The
Yeah.
trilogy, okay? The
Hmm.
Trishul, or it also has a Greek mythology as well. Trident, okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Now he has a third eye. Now the third eye opening is with your consciousness, thinking, and all this beauty, what is
Hmm.
happening around you, awareness, and all this.
Yeah.
Now, what's happening with this is even with the water resources, right? We have some chemical there that actually doesn't do any good to the third eye here in the brain.
Right.
Now that could be a plan as well. We want to make people dumb,
Yeah.
okay? Because we don't want to give the pure water, right, to
Right.
people. Now, all the thinking connects back to there. So when we speak about testing or security or AI or anything, I think we need to consider everything what's happening.
Yes.
Only
Yeah. Yeah.
then we move ahead as amazing species of humanity, nothing
Yeah.
else to
What what
solve that.
what
Yeah.
motivates you? If it's not, I don't think you're. I would never associate you with being motivated by money.
Yeah.
Like so. What actually motivates you?
Life, just life, just
Yeah.
be. That's what that it doesn't motivate me. I don't know some of the words, right? I don't connect with them. It feels like I know many people. There will be people who would pelt stones at me. Oh, what the hell? Okay, you are saying nothing. Okay, this thing. But I really feel that what motivates me, life itself. Every morning I wake up, I'm like, oh wow, I woke up.
Yeah.
What do I want to do today? I think then. I don't think before. Tomorrow's
Right.
plan,
Right.
or I don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't planning or anything. But I see only okay the existence. But other things when I'm testing software, uh, that's like a beast mode. Okay,
Right.
so
Right.
what I do, beast mode, quick one, this thing. I don't think so. It takes so much of time to me, but it doesn't
Right.
mean even the other human being needs to do the same because we all are unique. Different thought process comes in, and we speak about that, and then we don't make crappy software. I do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, motivation, there's nothing like one motivation. There could be something like, hey, I want to teach somebody. Okay, one.
Yeah.
This I contact them on LinkedIn. Okay,
Right.
just out of nowhere. Hey, are you available? Okay, just tell me. Okay, we will talk about something. Okay, that's
You're a
one. I
LinkedIn
will learn from
stalker and
you.
you're part time there.
I think everybody is a stalker.
Yeah.
The only reason is it's just like a hacking. Hacking is a concept.
Yeah.
Stalking is a concept to me. Okay. Talking as well. Stalking has talking as well now,
Yeah.
right? The anagram. So I feel that The intention matters. Hacking is a concept. Intention matters now, which will make you
Yeah.
white, black, or gray. Okay. So to me, whenever I say hacking, people are like frown upon me. Okay, they raise their eyebrows. Okay, what the
Mhm.
hell? You're a hacker. Good hacker or bad hacker? What? I don't understand your question because hacking is a concept.
Right,
It's
right.
not human is a human. Okay, you have a good
Yeah.
human or a bad human that comes later. Okay,
Yes. Well,
It's
it's
a human
motion
being.
plus plus intention is action, right? So,
Exactly. So this is what I do, and sometimes people are like, so I think that okay, one is I learn, I learn what is there. It could be anything. It could be anything. It could be a how things work in the universe, right? Okay, how this medicine works. I get into everything because I have it's natural one which I have because this brain connects to things
right, right.
parallelly with the other domains or whatever people call, right? So
Hmm.
it connects to other things as well. So I'm really good at that part.
Right,
I haven't practiced this. It has been there, but maybe the practice, no, not maybe, actually, the practice happened subconsciously.
right.
I'm
Okay. So I was gonna say,
conscious about that.
how do you coach somebody into that? Like, like intuition, or like what do you recommend? Like, say you've stalked somebody on LinkedIn and they're a young tester and they want to learn more about skills. Like, how do
Okay.
you what would you tell them to go do?
Okay. Right. So first I tell them, are you aware of yourself? First question.
Right.
Do you know that are you talking to me, asking me this question?
Mm,
Okay. Now, are you aware of why are you asking me this question? Are you aware of what you want to know? It's just like, how do you know epistemology, right? Okay.
yes.
Yeah, interesting. How do you know what do you know? Those things as well. I'm connecting now as I'm talking to you, or else I connect with different things. That's how
Right.
it happens here. As I'm speaking to you here now, it's connecting to epistemology study, the
Mm,
study of. So, are you aware of that? If you're not aware, okay, would you like some help here? Then I
yeah.
tell them. So I take them slowly. Okay.
Okay.
Then say, I want to earn money. So I directly say, I'm not the right person. Okay.
Right.
I'm not the right person to tell you that. There are many other people who do that, good souls. Okay. You can go
Yeah.
there. Okay. But I'm not that. Then if you want to learn, do something, discuss, I learn from you, then let's do it. Let's have fun. Okay.
Right. Right.
I do this, and this is random act. Before I never had something like every 3 months I need to do this conference or workshop or anything. Something comes, I do it. But if somebody asks me as well, even in the metro train station, somebody who sits with me, I speak to them about any subject and talk about what I do in their language.
Right. Right. Right.
But they would understand APIs here, okay, right?
Right.
Or
Right.
they would understand JavaScript. So I tell them, you are in your house, there is a separation of concern. Okay, you are sitting here, you're sitting here, you put it here, there's a global function. This is called global function. And people say, oh, thank you. Oh, I
Yeah.
understood well.
Yeah.
So it's an art of teaching as well. Okay, it's
Yeah.
not necessarily, oh, APIs, API application programming interface, there are put requests, get requests. No, I say, you're hungry. Okay, you're hungry, you want to get food. Get is a request now. Okay,
Yeah.
get is a request. Now you take the food, you put it in your mouth. So you have put request. Okay,
Yeah.
then from your mouth to stomach, right? It's going in your pipeline. Okay, whatever, not the ICD pipeline. Okay, but it's going in the esophagus. Okay, it goes
Yeah.
down, and then it's a post request
Yeah.
from mouth to. Then you have, let's say, options. Then you have some food options. Okay. Oh, I want to add on this food. Okay. I'm in a cafe. Add something that's the options. Okay. I want to
Right.
get that option. Then there's update. I want to update this food with the other thing.
Yeah.
Then finally, I want to shit it out, delete, right?
Yeah.
Delete the request, finish. Okay, I had the food and everything, and I go to doctor in the end because there's a food poisoning. Now there is a trace method by the doctor.
Right.
So when
Right.
you understand this, because everything is a human
Right.
communication.
But see, what you're talking about there really is you can't. Now, take this in the right way, but that doesn't scale. You know what I'm saying? That's much more a kind of apprenticeship mentoring model as opposed to a training class. Do you know what I'm saying? People need to kind of
Yeah,
find their way, their own way into that.
yeah, yeah. I just gave an example, but some people can use their own uh, style of doing these things.
Hmm.
But this helped me, but it can help some other people as well. So that empathy is there
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
tell somebody what I do. I'm not saying you
Right,
need to do this or something. So when I do certain things, I tell them certain people are there here. Okay, they are called as gurus, leaders. All these things
right,
are there, but you have a guru within you. Okay, which is here. Okay, you are the guru. So I'm not sure. There is one guy who said it yesterday. I was watching this shorts. Okay, of this. He was called. His name is. Wait. Okay. Anyways. Okay, I'll tell it later. Maybe later. But this guy says, which I trust. Okay, I believe that as well. But if somebody else believes, okay, they need to have a guru or a teacher, beautiful, love it, okay? Because
mm,
we all are flawed people, okay? We all
yeah,
are. And it's okay. They are helping them and they're receiving that. So
yeah.
what I would do is, uh, he says, you need not have any guru or a teacher because you have that in this existence within you.
Right,
Once you
right.
start that, you can start sending the awareness to other people as well. So
Yeah,
that's what I do. I say, okay, I will. Thank you. I'll be humble. There's a humility, the human values, okay, which is of understanding the other being, because the universe is going to remember everything because it's recording
yeah, yeah.
everything. Is what I believe and I sense it. Okay.
Right,
And how to sense it, I can't teach anybody. Okay. This I sense. And if somebody comes and asks me how to become a great tester, I can tell the stories. Okay. I
right,
can tell the stories of all in the context driven testing community, how we do it and everything. But I don't really know that will give you that outcome.
right.
Now, I'm not a person who goes well with the statistics, with the life. Okay, this thing. So there are statistics people as well. So if you are that person, then okay, you can see that. But I can't give that information to you because even I'm not sure or
Right,
I'm not aware that helps you or not.
right,
So if you're
right.
doing this, okay, here are certain books, okay, based on the study. And to learn something, I'll help you, okay? I'll show the demos, I'll show the testing, I'll sit there and test it. Then I ask questions to them. What happened? Okay, well, how is your brain thinking now?
Yeah,
Uh, it's thinking always in this direction. How about this? So, what tools you can use for this? It could be mind maps, okay, which could help you. But I'm not saying it will surely help you.
right,
I'm throwing the options in front of you and I'm here. But if you have a problem, you can talk to me.
right,
So when give that, people, I have seen that people become comfortable.
right.
The moment what I have seen is the first hand experience is when people say, follow this thing, this is the biggest tool. And I'm like, holy shit. No, it's not. And people follow that. There are out of 100 people, 90 people are going to follow the person who said tool.
Yeah.
Do this thing, you'll earn money. Okay, fine.
It's because they want an easy answer, and there's not
Exactly.
easy answers.
Exactly. So what I say is there will be certain things. Okay, you see, you test your own thing based on these questions, then you come back to me. Okay.
Right.
So you're still doing this. Okay, fine. You still want to do this. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let's deep dive. Okay. What we are doing
Yeah,
in Agile days as well. Okay, right. Deep dive with security.
yeah,
Let's see, Christoph and I. Yeah.
yeah.
So when we do these things, people become comfortable. We don't want to, I don't want to treat them as, okay, you are my disciple. No, I'm the guru.
Right,
No,
right.
I'm learning, you are learning. Let's have fun. That's
Yeah.
it. I'm here to
So
have fun because, yeah, that's it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what are you working on these days? Where can people find you? Are you out and doing any conferences, or what are you working on?
Okay, currently I'm not working. Currently, what I'm doing is I'm supporting the company here in Bangalore. So where with the APIs and all those things, where I'm adding the value and asking questions and how it cannot help or those things.
Okay.
Where I'm a sharpshooter, okay, which is like
Okay.
sharpshooter. Okay. Why do you think? Okay, somebody say, oh no, people like that. Oh wow, we know everybody. No, we don't know everybody.
Yeah.
So give me the answer, give me some good reasons why you are not doing this.
Yeah.
What do you think? No, I think that's a user perspective. Dude, it takes a lot to understand the user perspective. Okay. It's
Yeah.
not one just a jiffy, right? Okay, where I
Yeah.
say,
Yeah. Yeah.
you seem to do this. How do I know? How do you know
Mm,
what you know, right? Okay, again, epistemology. Okay.
right.
So doing these things, and some people are like, oh yeah. Then I showed them this because I'm breaking the illusions, okay, which is
Yeah.
testing of our developers.
Yeah.
I break the illusions of other people. Oh, I
Right.
thought this will happen. No, I'm helping you. This is not the way this works. Okay, this you have this option as well.
Right.
So, which has been fantastic journey. What I'm doing currently, but I have this thing which comes from my life, which is like whenever the heart says, "Okay, I'm done," it's done. Okay, that's how it is
Yeah.
all my life. Okay, so whenever it says, "Okay, you be here," so not here. This one I use it for what I hope it's here. Okay. So, because I have never dissected myself.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so, I'm having fun now. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so,
Good.
so, so here, so I use this, the logical thinking, critical thinking, and all those things. It's a practice with the
Right.
how I have practiced even critical thinking. I can do that very
Right.
swiftly, and it's only with the practice, nothing else.
Right. Right.
Practice is the key. Nothing. For instance, I'll tell you, I'm not a book reader, but watch, I observe.
Right.
It's just
Right.
like Seneca's philosophy as well.
Mm,
Observation. Just observe what this soul is speaking. Oh, wow, this soul is laughing. Oh, why is that? Okay, cool. Okay, so I see through that. Okay,
right.
so
Right.
and when it happened was actually this happened through certain incidents as well. Okay,
Okay.
which was I started seeing, and this was given to me by the deities, is what I believe. I see, I saw God in dogs. Okay, and I have seen devils in humans as well.
Mm,
I've seen God in
yeah.
humans
Me
as
too.
well. Yeah. The thing when I say that, what I mean is energy,
Right.
what you are
Right.
emitting or anything. And sometimes it's everything. It's like I'm a noble gas, okay? I'm not those
Yeah.
gas periodic table,
Yes.
noble gas.
Yeah.
So for this to vibrate with this gas, okay, it takes that person only kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
This happened when I saw, and also I did not have food for 5 days or something, okay? Because I did not have money, okay?
Right.
And people said, friends kept calling me and said, "Hey, dude, what are you doing? Oh, did you eat food?" They usually ask, right? Okay, did you finish your dinner? I haven't seen it from last 5 days. I said, okay.
Yeah.
So, and I was having this sunflower seeds, okay?
Right. Okay.
For paid house seeds. And then all I was doing was looking at the sky, sitting in the balcony because I had to pay the rent for
Right.
the house as well here in Bangalore. And all these things were given to me. And I think this happened to me in 2021, the spiritual connect very deeper. So
Yeah.
where I saw it, I sense it. Where I saw the dreams as well. They
Yeah.
came to as in the guardian angels came in as pigeons, okay, which is like my spirit animal, okay, pigeons, okay, which is
Yes.
for peace and these things. Okay, that's it. And all these things happening, I saw the deities coming in my dreams and telling me, "Don't do this, do that."
Right.
Wow,
Right.
being guided. Okay. So that's another thing which happens as well to me. So whenever
That's a
somebody,
different approach to work that than a lot of people.
uh, exactly, you're right. It's only to me, not to other
Yes.
people. So it's telling me, it's guiding me. The guidance is here. And some people were saying, okay, can you start the weekend classes Saturday and Sunday so that it can help us? I said, we'll give you money, okay? The least one would be that, okay?
Yeah.
It doesn't even exist in that set,
Right.
right? Okay,
Right.
money.
Right.
And I wouldn't do those things. Even if I do those things, I wouldn't do it for money or any materialistic thing, okay?
Right.
So when they asked me, I said, I don't know how to do that for you. Okay.
Yes.
So I told that. I've never like, no, you do the same thing. Same thing. I'm creating a duplicate here, right?
Right.
A copy. I'm not creating what you are. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
creating what you already created. What all you need to do is you need to know how to listen to you and how to talk to yourself
Yeah,
and
yeah,
what
yeah.
you need and what you want to do.
Are
And
you
what's Mhm.
no,
Yeah, go
are
ahead.
you traveling at all these days? Are you doing any? Because I know you've been at ATD a couple times. Are you getting around at all?
The last conference, I did one for the test drive and
Oh,
Navigo
okay.
seminars.
That's
It's in
online
India.
though, isn't it? Is that online?
They're online as well, but I
Oh,
did
okay.
it physical conference. I don't like online conferences usually.
Mm-hmm.
I just go there because there is an energy, okay?
Yes.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have a good synergy. Okay, that's a point now. Okay, we have that's where we have a good synergy. Okay,
Yeah.
so, so, so I like people talking to them. I think there will be lovers, there will be haters everywhere. Okay,
Yeah.
it's done, but it's okay. I won't send any bad energy to anybody.
Yeah.
Even if somebody are hating me, I send the good energy because I care about the next generations. And the software is
Yeah.
also one thing where it's a responsibility of mine what happens to software for the upcoming
Yeah.
generations, not about me. I don't care about
Yeah.
this generation.
I've always cared about that. I think I've come to that recently, maybe in the
Mhm.
last few years around not like just letting things go, and
Mm.
not worrying about it. And there's like you can't control what people say or do, and you just got to kind of live your life, and do what works for you, and not because things would wind me up, what I mean, and I have have had in the past, a
Right.
temper about certain things, and I've just kind of learned to kind
Oh,
of let it
chill.
go.
Yeah. We all are. I think I would use a word called fucking chill. We are. Okay. So,
That's
so
right.
I'm like that, and I'm like, okay. And the spiritual thing did not kick in 22. It was within me, and I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
being subconsciously, not consciously. Okay.
Right,
Now, what
right.
happened in 21 or something? There is conscious thing gets in. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been guiding you. I've been taking you where you are not supposed to be. I'm taking you where you are supposed to be. I'm doing it and I sense
Hmm.
it actually. I went to
Yeah.
Mumbai, traveled to Mumbai. I've stayed there for 10 months actually. I went to certain places. Okay. I go to temples only when I have a calling. I just
Right.
don't go because oh, people are going there as a trip. No.
Hmm.
I need to have that calling. Okay,
Right.
only then I go to different places. And even ATD, right? I don't go to the conferences for anything else but a calling again. I'm
Right.
telling it to
Right.
you on your podcast here. Okay. So
It's
this
because I
thing.
stalked you on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Cool. And I think it was not parlor actually. Parlor, I know what's a democracy thing, okay?
Right.
Freedom, right to speech and all these things. But actually Rumble only, rumble.com, where people have moved from many YouTubers have moved from here to there and
Right.
we will never
Right.
get to know that news here. Because there
Okay.
is no media, I mean, no such media, because YouTube is a media now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So people who moved out of YouTube are on Rumble, and there are people who are speaking about consciousness because Stanford University, I guess, or
Hmm.
California University, I'm
Hmm.
not
Yeah.
sure.
Stanford. Yeah.
They're studying consciousness now, right? They're
Okay.
studying consciousness is a subject there. Okay.
Yeah.
Which I heard from one of my friends, okay, who is a NASA scientist. I think you have met her, Gloria,
That's
Gloria
just
Villatson,
the name
once in
sounds
New
familiar.
York City. So we were doing Test Insane, and Gloria met you in person.
Really?
Gloria
How
Villatson,
was it a
yeah,
while ago?
she was
Do
a
you know how
Python
many people I
conference.
meet and talk to?
Yeah,
It's hard for
I
me
know,
to
I can
remember.
understand totally. She was running PyCon in New York City, PyCon, Python conference, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that was when I was in New York, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
You met.
yeah. That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she is currently working with NASA
Okay.
scientist. Well. But she is spiritual and all these things. Really beautiful. And where we keep talking about variety of things, be it satellite or aliens or
Yeah,
all
yeah.
this, because we are not alone here. If we are thinking we are alone, we are the shittiest species, is what I would call. I don't
Well,
think so.
the amount of arrogance to think that this was it is,
Yeah, there are trillions of galaxies, right? Okay,
Hmm.
and we thinking and we paying only tax here. in this tiny thing. No, it's not that. So yeah, yeah, that's the story about the Rumble actually. But
Yeah.
Parler, I have been on Parler. I'm on Parler as well to just
Okay.
see what people are speaking about, what human beings are speaking about now. And I don't trust videos at all nowadays. I
Yeah.
don't. Videos or audio, I don't. You are
Yeah.
here in front of me. I need to see that human layer in front of me. If
Yeah.
you are somewhere, I think that online conferences tomorrow, whenever, I
Yeah.
think they will be again generated ones.
Really? See, well,
I
I'll
think that
guarantee
it
you
will
this is
become.
really me. So,
Yeah. And you know what? The audience will be robots again.
yeah.
Because these people are robots and this one are robots. Okay. They will say, okay, I'm attending this talk. Okay, done. You take care of that. Okay. The robot will take care of that. So what is going to happen is this one is actually reducing that consciousness of the
Mm,
third eye brain. With the water also it happens. They say that
yeah.
we add chemicals, but the chemical is affecting this scientifically as well
Mm,
in the brain, the third eye. And Shiva's third eye, it opens here in the pictures or anything because energy is formless, okay? But
yeah.
Shiva is depicted as a third eye. That speaks about consciousness actually in the Hindu mythology.
Mm,
There are different mythologies and we can connect different mythologies. I think that it's in, what's this, Mexico? There is a place, okay? Peru.
yeah.
I
Peru.
think
Yeah.
not in Peru. It's called as Candelabra. Okay, the place name
Okay.
Candelabra. Okay,
Okay.
so there is a big. You can see it on web as well. You can trust that factor because I had done this before itself before AI. All right.
Okay.
So when you test,
Well, I'm not in the room with you right now, so I'm not sure exactly if I am talking to you. So it's a, I
sorry,
said I'm not in the room with you right now, so I'm not sure you're actually not an AI. So, well, I,
how do we test this?
yeah.
Okay, so all right,
Have you found other people like around the world that kind of share your philosophy, or do you feel like it's uh,
Gloria and I do.
yeah,
We do. Gloria Willardson and I, we have talks as well on Zoom calls. We speak
yeah,
about consciousness. We speak about communication with water itself, these things, and also speak
yeah,
about satellite, aliens, and everything because we're not alone here. I think
yeah,
we need to expand our this thing and broaden that
yeah,
spectrum, right? How to see, what to see. If we are always doing this, I think we will fall into the rut of something and will not go to the higher power of consciousness or anything. I think we humans are for that. And I also believe that I sense it actually long time back. People did telepathy itself. So if you are in front of me, you need not talk to me. I will
mm,
understand everything about you. No, no, there was no AI, okay? So I
right,
understand everything about you. But and people used to use whatever epic glories or mouth for food.
mm,
It used to go survival, and then it was for singing.
mm,
And you would get the energies of anything, a stone as well. Now, I'm not sure about this story, but I'm just telling based on my belief system. So, where how there were giants, right? People who carried those Egyptian stones.
mm,
Now, tell me, there were no helicopters,
yeah,
nothing. Now, there is a theory as well. If the public wants to search for that and deep dive into that, vibrations.
mm,
People look at stones through vibrations of a sound.
mm,
Now, what we have Om, right? For Shiva, Om Namah Shivaya, we say Om is coming. That one. Now in Israel, okay, they say Shalom. Okay.
mm.
It's it's
There's lots
so
of things that I think are
yeah,
unexplainable that we, you know,
yeah,
that
sure.
we don't really know the
Yeah.
answers for yet. But that's I'm okay with living with that ambiguity, you know, not knowing everything.
Oh,
I'd
yeah,
rather
yeah.
not know than have a BS answer.
Sure, sure. I think people because every soul has been designed to be that. So every soul is amazing. So I don't think so people have to take it something just for the sake of it. They have to
Right.
feel it and then only then get into it.
And
Or
those
else
are
it just
the
like
critical thinking skills we need, you know, desperately right now.
yeah, lateral thinking skills, critical thinking skills, all the six hats of thinking, Edward de
Mm,
Bono, all of those things, books. And I think that I searched for Edward de Bono on YouTube. Okay.
okay.
So I don't look into books. That's why I said this. I go on to Rumble as well. There are some
Okay.
people who are trying to send a thought to the space. They are meditating at one part of the globe somewhere. I don't know the place. Okay.
Okay.
But when I keep speaking to some of the people, right, we have a Discord kind of a thing where we
Okay.
speak about connecting different subjects, be it with the music as well, how the music is going to vibrate and try how it helps testing now music. Okay,
Right.
so how does it connect with you? What are the vibrations which is helping you test better
Mm-hmm.
and with different modes as well? So I think
And everybody
everything.
has their own kind of flavor. I've got music I put on when I want to write different things or study different
True.
things or when I'm
Yeah.
working on different things. I've got you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with you on that.
Exactly. So I think that we need to appreciate and respect that what every individual goes and investigates and learns. But I think that AI will make eventually, probably, okay, I don't know, but I'm just saying the pure thought, it'll make people dumb, very
Yeah.
dumb. The generations to come, if it continues, okay, we have the
Yeah.
last chance here. But if it keeps going right, I think people will become dumb. And in the pubs and everything, right, the dogs will be sitting and having beer, and with the chain, the human beings will be there
Yeah. Yeah.
in place of the dogs, okay, or anything. I think that the time shifts as well. And even
Yeah.
if when I observe the dogs as well, right, I feel like, oh, it's understanding something. There's certain changes which are happening. And I think the mosquitoes are becoming immune, okay, to the chemicals as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's, the mosquito is still sitting because there's a chemical. Then no, it doesn't matter. We need new chemicals now.
Yeah.
New things coming up. I'll just sit and watch here, observe what's happening. And when I talk my rational truth of
Yeah.
what's happening, what I believe, what I feel, and without being, I think people need not be shamed at all around the
Yeah.
globe to speak the
Yeah.
truth.
I
I
agree.
think there's the beauty in it. But what's happening is most of the people don't know whether it's truth or not, and they're following that.
Yeah. I
They
agree.
connect to anything, be it AI or be it anything at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, this can be
Okay.
good.
Well, I don't know
Yeah.
when I'm gonna see you in the person again. If you're not, I'm gonna be in Germany this year. Are you gonna be in the UK at all? Or I don't know what I'm.
No,
If I
Germany, I'm being there, right?
are
Agile
you
testing
come
days.
Are you gonna be there this year
Oh, I'm doing a keynote there.
in ATD?
Yeah, Agile testing days.
Oh, you are. Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic! I
Yes.
didn't realize that. So, oh. Well, there we go.
You
Well,
had commented once saying that, oh, you all are there, I'm going to come there.
that's
You,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Good. All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Oh, then we will get to hang out then.
I'll be there. I'll be there. We'll hang out. Yeah, we'll hang out and we'll talk a lot of
Yes. Yes.
crazy shit. Yeah.
Yes, we'll get into some of that in more detail. So,
Cool. Yeah.
all right.
Lovely. Wow.
Well, it was great
Thank you
catching
for
up with
having
you,
me here,
Santosh.
Keith. It's amazing.
It was my
Thank you
pleasure, my
for
friend.
having
I
me.
love talking to you. Hmm?
Peace. Cool.
Yes.
Love. Wow. Yeah.
All right. We'll see
All
you in
right.
Germany if we don't catch up before then, my friend.
Cool. I will. I will see you there. And I'll come
Okay.
to UK as well if I'm okay. Here's the thing. I'll come to UK. Okay. If you are okay, right?
Yeah.
I come from Germany to UK as well to meet you. Even if you're not there, I would come.
I'll be
Okay.
there in Germany for sure. We'll
Perfect.
figure all that out.
Cool. Peace.
All
All
right.
right.
Thanks, Santosh. Cheers,
Take
mate.
care.